program. You can check them out here on Ironic Radio Network, 8-Bit Bros. That's number 8. Then bit. Then bros. One word. I strongly encourage you to stay tuned for that. And if you want, they also have a Facebook page and a much better live show. Anyway, 8-Bit Bros, 8 p.m., Ironic Radio Network.
It's 8 o'clock, and you know what that means.
Oh, what's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the 8-Bit Bros. It is Taco Tuesday, or the early edition. We have a great show planned for you tonight. With that being said, not a kid-friendly show. Adult language, adult content. Do the right thing, people. Put your kids in the closet.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yep, Tuesday, early edition. Wish I had tacos now. Thanks, I really do appreciate that. 8-Bit Bros, Tuesday early show. Center box gets a square.
What up, people?
To the left, it's me, Web Boy. To the right, 846 miles south. The one and only Something Loud. Look, I'm actually looking over here like, what up, dude? What's going on?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's up,
I
gentlemen?
looked the wrong way. I'd have to look this way.
What's going on?
I don't know, it's been a while.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yep. I'm beginning to. I'm almost feeling somewhat nostalgic. Like, oh, the Tuesday, 8-Bit Bros.
It makes it a little sometimes, you know? I mean, you know, there's shit going on. You got to take a fucking...
It's been like 5 months since we've had a Thursday show.
No, it hasn't.
I know.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I had shit going on.
Yeah. And then before that,
I might not be. Hey, don't worry, don't feel bad, because I might not be here Thursday.
Before that, there was a couple weeks that we didn't have them. Like the Thursday shows have definitely been.
That's okay. I think I can fill.
backburnered.
I can fill Ren's seat for Thursday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can.
Asshole or digger?
No. Oh no.
Or outside of that.
Outside of that, I know someone who's dropping a book shortly and is starting to do his campaign trail.
No. Well, that's cool. It's kind of messed up to not bring him in when Ren's here, but...
He don't like talking to Gary anyway.
I like talking to Gary. What are you talking
Yeah, I
about?
love it. I love it. Yeah. And he's
talking
the one
about?
who selected the title, No Fighting. And he immediately fucking
I'm the
throws
one who originally.
throws
I'm the
a
one
jab.
who originally booked Gary.
He throws a jab right across the fucking board on it, too. He's just like, no, I'm kidding.
Right, and I'm the one who originally booked Gary.
Remember
The very first time Gary was on the show.
That's when he was doing the book. He was doing the bookings, and let's not forget that Gary was handed to the entire.
Yeah,
radio.
He was handed to the network.
Yeah.
All you had to do was answer a Facebook post, which you did. It said,
Thanks to GBS.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Girls Beer Sports. I got no problem saying that name. They're still doing a show. I listen to her from time to time. It's pretty good. Carrie's crazy.
Oh, man.
So-
She's hilarious. Like, just keeping up with her Twitter and Instagram and shit is fucking hilarious.
Her social media is crazy.
Yeah.
I love the drunken guitar nights.
Oh, man. They're wide open together. It's great.
Right.
I used to partake in there. They'd be out at a brewery sampling beers, and I'd be on their Facebook Live. I'm like, So what's the mouthfeel like? Little hop character? What hops are in that? Do you know? Her and her husband, boyfriend?
Yeah, and her good
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
It's a great show. It's a great show. Girls Beer Sports. You find it. Google it. It's all over there. They're on Spreaker and Spotify and everywhere. Just Google it. You'll get it. Speaking of social media, happy Friends Anniversary run.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
What's it been, 11 years? 12 years?
12.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 12.
12.
Don,
long-
yours and mine came up. I saw it like 2 days later.
Oh, really?
And
I
you-
think it was the same day as
I've
yours and
been-
Donna's.
I've been ignoring Facebook. Oh, really? Same day as mine and IDK? That's weird.
No, I think that's about right.
It might be a year. It might be a year sooner.
It's the first trip to New Orleans, no?
No, I'm pretty sure he and I were Facebook friends before that.
I don't
We
know.
were doing a show before New Orleans, the first trip.
That's true.
No,
Well,
y'all pitched it. Y'all
Yeah.
pitched it on the
What?
trip.
Yeah.
We didn't start the show until December.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it is.
I'm telling you it is.
Maybe it
because,
was New Orleans.
because you and guys had the same fucking friends anniversary. So
Yeah,
has
it would
to be.
have to. It would have to be that then.
And I know that these two became Facebook friends in Nolans. That I know for a fact. It was a great week. We're communicating through Messenger at times.
Yes.
So everybody needed to be friends. It was a lot easier than that fucking group text bullshit.
No, we had more control over it.
Yeah, true. True. So,
yeah,
yeah,
which
it's
a conversation I'm having with somebody. It's been an ongoing thing, and we change up the themes every now and again. We're in our Halloween theme right now with the jack-o'-lantern as our main emoji, and
right. Hey man, it's Halloween week, and we're gonna have that fucking freaky full moon.
yeah, man, dude, I
On
was coming home.
Halloween.
I was coming home this morning from work,
Right?
and I'm coming down the highway, and just over the trees, it's like this almost pumpkin orange moon at like 3:30 in the morning, just over the top of the trees, and I'm like, man, I was like, hopefully that meme I saw is going to be a little bit more accurate because, what was it? This is the 31st, Halloween. We're setting the clocks back. Like, all of that's taking place at one time. And if you go back to when we set the clocks forward, it was Friday the 13th. That weekend, we set the clocks forward. So the meme is, hope this
Oh, yeah, I
resets
saw that.
hope this resets our bullshit.
I saw that. I think I shared it.
Which is
I
funny.
definitely know I shared it to Lola.
Which is funny. Friday the 13th, and then the weekend of the 31st, like the reversal completely of all of the things.
Right.
So it's nice to have all of the math line up on that. Also, all of the 2020 people that were on the 20th. They're like, it's the only time 2020. It's like, no, it's not.
No, it happens every month.
Yeah. Stop it, people.
It happens every
That's
month.
funny.
And in theory,
Look, I fell for that.
Yeah, I know.
I fell for that. But it is technically only one day that it's 8/20, 2020, 2020, 2020. That only happens once a month. But I don't know why.
No.
Why was it August as being the pitch for it though?
2020,
Right.
2020
2020.
happens every month
Every month, right?
Of 2020.
Right.
of 2020 on the 20th day,
Right.
the 20th hour, the 20th minute, and the 20th second of every month.
I know how time works.
Yeah,
I get it.
no, just somebody decided to just put it out into the world in August, and that's just why.
Last fucking
Oh, someone put it out in March too when the quarantine started.
Oh, possibly there too, yeah. I may have missed the first round of that, but I was just, it's
Yeah,
been a reoccurring thing like the whole year. It's like, yeah, people, quit saying it's the only time.
Well, I guess
that's
that's
all I want you
dope,
to do.
know.
Quit saying it's the only, it's the meme.
right, exactly. So you got to do it every month now.
Oh,
Want to go?
my favorite meme of the month right now?
Yeah.
is the one I got today about the Redskins, Cowboys.
Redskins. Is that the one where they need to eat?
Nope, it was Dak Prescott laying in bed as Lieutenant Dan, and then Andy Dalton rolling up with the 2 ice cream cones, going, Lieutenant Dak, I brought you some ice cream.
And they're not looking for a quarterback. They're just going to go with that kid.
Danucci.
Yeah.
I was like, when did fucking Jay have a kid?
Right?
When did fucking Jay and Silent Bob, when did they actually have a kid? He's Danucci.
Yeah, exactly.
Snoochie Booch is Danucci.
Yeah, that's right. I said to my father, he's like, who's the quarterback? I don't fucking know. I'm like, Danucci or some shit. I think he's like a half Italian.
Yeah, dude.
I don't...
We were falling over at the point that he went in. I feel bad for the hit on Andy Dalton. Like, it was a circumstantial, you know.
Yeah.
I don't believe it was intended, and I think the NFL understands it as not was intended.
Right.
So they're going to fine him, but they're not going to have further suspension beyond that. I think the ejection from the game was the right move too, because it simmered the attitude, you know, because we know that NFC East games can get chippy, and that would have definitely been a catalyst for the rest of that game to get out of control with the refs if they didn't do something kind of really decisive. And so I think that was a really good move, was going ahead, you know, let's go ahead and just eject old boy from the game and look over it. And so it looks like it was just a fine and no suspension in place for the hit. But I knew Dalton was at least going to be out. Like, when I saw him kind of try to get up, at first, like, he just leans his body up. Like, he's face down on the ground with that one hand up, and you can see it's clenched because he's been knocked out. And he tries to get up, and everything raises at one time. I'm like, he's out for more than just the game.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is definitely a full week in concussion protocol. This is 10 days guaranteed of concussion protocol, because
sometimes it could be longer.
Well, I know, but I'm saying this is at least 10 days of concussion protocol based on just what I saw from the initial, like, him trying to get up. I was like, man, that's rough. And because, you know, we were all kind of Dalton fans a little bit, rooted him on up there in Cincinnati.
I've always rooted, for some reason, I've always rooted for Andy Dalton, and I can't explain why.
Yeah.
Webb, you have, because you, for the longest time, you were a closet Bengals fan.
Yes, I like the Bengals. I thought they were doing great things, and then it just fell apart. And that's when I paid more attention to the Browns and think that they're totally headed in the right direction.
Yeah, but now they've lost LBJ or OBJ.
OBJYN can just...
Yeah, they lost him now, and that's unfortunate with him too, man. With a fucking ACL, that's the end of the season. I mean, why is that the past 5 years the common injury in the NFL though? What is up with these ACL and MCL tears and shit that are just plaguing the league?
Too much steroids building the body up that the knee can't take the twisting and turning.
I mean, that's driving it in there, man.
Too much fitment regimen, building up your leg muscles too big, and you're putting wear and tear on your knees from the twisting and turning, because it's not the back and forth, your normal movement. When you tear or strain or do damage...
Plant and turn.
Yeah.
Right. To an MCL, it's from...
And it's a high demand on the wide receivers and the running backs for that plant and turn.
Yeah, run your out route. Run 10 yards, cut.
Yep.
Run another 5 yards, cut back.
Yep. You know, so it's definitely the weight regimen or whatever supplements. I think supplements have a lot to do with it. I really do. I think that...
I think the human body's just not made to carry the bulk of muscle that they're creating on their bodies.
I don't even know if our bodies are getting any benefit from all this fucking GNC goat weed
Hey, Brian.
product that people are...
Your background looks way better.
Thanks. I didn't do anything different.
No,
I
just
turned my lights on.
the two of them because I'm looking at the exact same background.
Yeah, well, I have that on again. Why did that?
And
do
I'm looking at the two
No,
of them,
it's fine,
and
Webb.
his has got like a little bit of blur down where the lights are in the lines of the lights, and you can tell with the greenery there on that one little picture in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, on the
Right
one
here in
little
his
window there in
headphones?
the background.
Yeah.
That there's a certain amount of clarity to yours that is not popping with his. But I like the way his clouds look better. His clouds look more natural. Yours look photoshopped in.
Yeah.
So the blurriness kind of helps.
He's running green screen behind him. I'm running nothing.
I think it's the camera, to be honest. Webb still needs to upgrade, but he's not doing that until he builds the office. So
No, but I found my new mic. I just can't wait for it to drop. I pre-ordered it.
who's it? Who's the manufacturer?
I believe it's the same manufacturer you're speaking into.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's right now. It's still
Share the
between. It's still
details, 'cause
between
I'm looking
Shure and AudioVox and
Audio Technica.
Yeah, Audio Technica, and then there's that the new blue.
No, this one's rated better
the
than
Green
blue.
Giant.
Yeah.
That blue that they have. That's the green lollipop. Like that is supposedly one of the really good microphones.
Why did that do that?
Which I haven't actually done a lot of looking into it, but I saw an unboxing video for one where somebody had received one, and it was an impressive mic.
The MV7.
Is that the
By
blue?
Shure.
That's the inspired by the SM7B.
Okay.
It's built off that. Looks the same, smaller.
What's it called? MV7.
MV7. Yes. It's XLR and USB, which is quite nice because then I can just take it right over to Rock Band.
Oh, it's cheaper too.
Well, yeah, it's only like what, $349, $399, $249.
$249 from Crutchfield. It's available now.
Oh, really?
You can buy it today from Crutchfield in the silver model.
It's got its own headphone port directly
Yeah,
on it too.
Designed for podcasting, gaming, and music. Voice isolation technology to reject unwanted background noise. XLR and USB outputs, plus headphone jack for monitoring.
Which is dynamite if you're taking a mic to do a interview, one-on-one.
True.
You just plug right into the mic so you can hear it from the source and not through the external DACs. It's a damn nice mic. Shure did a good job of taking studio quality and, I mean, in bringing it...
Attempting to make it mobile.
Yeah, attempting to make it mobile. I've read a lot of reviews on it. There is some loss of bass and range isn't all that great, but you can program the whole mic which way you want. Plus, it's like your mic there, a Shure mic, with the gains and everything right on it. So you can at least fuck with it from there. You can hook it right up to an app and control and reset the mic and program it. You can do quite a few things with it.
The Kiwi.
Yeah.
The Kiwi is the blue microphone I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
The blue microphone's Kiwi multi-pattern condenser microphone. It's a $2,000 microphone.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I was like, this motherfucker right here is supposed to be like Blue's baby. This is the top of the
I
line.
hate that lollipop
That
design.
style, yeah.
I hate that style. I know you had one. You
I
dug
did.
it when you had your original, but I just have never been a fan of that style, Mike.
I did. It was a lovely, lovely microphone, but that was my first XLR microphone. Was one like that
mm-hmm.
because I went from the Blue Yeti in silver to that blue lollipop, which it was some cheap mic. Like we all did the cheap mics with the first ones that we bought.
Oh yeah, we built out an entire studio in a week for. I think I spent $500 to build out everything we needed.
And the board was the most expensive part of it all.
board was $279. I think I spent on the board.
Yeah, I think it was like half the cost.
And then and I got the mics and the mic stands
and the cables
and the cables, all as a package for like $25 a piece.
Yeah.
And then the preamp and the cables for the preamp and the cables for the soundboard and all of that jazz to run intros, outros, and all that. Yeah, I think it was like $450, $500. I think I spent total.
Mm.
And now I have a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2, still the same shitty mic, and USB-C.
That's what this was.
And that's my entire studio.
When I read the article of a guy who, got his hands on this and tested it for whoever the fuck it was, I don't remember, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't say. He had it hooked up to the Scarlett 2i2.
Dude, it's a great box.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt.
You want to slim down your desk? I mean, I don't know how many inputs you're running on your board now. I have one input running, and that is my mic. I'm using Bluetooth headphones because I'm sitting in front of the computer. I don't need headphone cans like you're wearing.
Neither do I. I could put in earbuds. I just choose the cans because they're fucking $500 cans and they sound dynamite. That's the only reason why I wear cans. Otherwise, I can pull out my earbuds and, use that. But also, yeah, you got that. Are you broadcasting the show?
No.
No. So I have way more inputs.
Yeah, because the need to separate.
Yeah.
Plus, you're running the soundboard.
Right. I'm broadcasting the show.
You're running the soundboard on your computer, or are you running the soundboard on the studio computer?
My laptop. Studio computer's at the studio still.
I think I'm upgrading my monitor. I think I'm going 4K, 32-inch.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. I think I'm buying an LG.
Be 60 frames?
Nope. Well, yeah, it's 60 frames, but it's LG's technology.
Yeah. And
buying anything that's 144 refresh.
Yeah.
It's just stupid money.
120.
I mean, it's literally it's take all of my TVs in my house. Well, minus my big TV, and that's the cost of that monitor.
No shit. I know. Yeah. I know. I'm looking at upgrading the TV to 120 hertz. Preparing for the new Xbox.
Your OLED, you're looking to upgrade?
Yep. I think it's only 60 frames. I'll put that upstairs and move the TLC somewhere else and put the curve in the basement. Hook it up to a rig. Throw my other Xbox down there and have a racing rig ready for the motion simulator.
Is everything gone from the basement?
No, but it will be when I get down there. Be gone right in the fucking dumpster.
Clear out, huh?
Can open up the back of that dumpster and push that extra car in the fucking dumpster and then pile all the other shit on top of it. Yeah. But yeah, I think on this Shure mic, I think I'm going to buy 2 of these.
I still think I'm going to go with the SMB. SM7.
I love it.
That's the one I've had my eyes on. I was hoping Prime Day they would have discounted it. Now I'm going to wait for Black Friday and see if they do anything.
What, the SM V7?
Yep. 7B.
SM7B?
7B, rather.
$399 at Amazon. I could buy it right now, but, if I could get it for $329 or $349, I'd be happy with that.
Anyway, oh yeah, see, I think the article I was reading was from Engadget. Yes. That's the article I was reading about the mic. I think I got this here, so I'll drop it right here. Running 10 to 15 minutes behind, Jessica said, at 7:50.
Yeah. But I take that as 8 o'clock, and then 10 to 15 minutes, and Yeah, I know women with time. I know, I get that completely.
Oh wait, no fighting, right? Damn it,
Yeah,
Damn it.
and you
Super more
keep throwing
flexible.
shots.
damn it! Shots fired! Somebody, that reminds me of a joke. I can't remember the whole joke, so it ain't worth saying. Um, it really, yeah, it's really not. It was funny, it was cute, but I can't remember the whole thing. And
Oh, so how did everybody like the first round of the or the first segment of the NASCAR race?
the NASCAR race should be starting right now.
No, it's going to be going Wednesday.
Wednesday now. It's supposed to be 8:30 tonight. When did they make that announcement?
Cup Series to race Wednesday. Rain at Texas leads to 3 p.m. Eastern restart.
Yep, I'm seeing that. Hold on, I gotta text that to somebody. That's fucked up.
Yeah, this is the missed moved race
Yep.
because they started the first segment. What did they get? Like 53 laps into it or something like that?
Yep.
And we watched on NASCAR.com the one camera angle battle cam angle
Yeah, I saw a bit of that phone.
that was just there with the bag over top of it, just like looking out, and you're just like, okay, well, nothing really going on. They were going to race track equipment there for a minute. It looked like the safety crew and the jet dryers were going to line up and drag race for a minute. That was a ongoing little meme there for a little bit. But they moved it to Monday. It kept misting.
Right.
And so they decided that they would reschedule it for Tuesday. But through the NASCAR app, they decided that they would not give you a link to watch the race, but give you a link to watch the weather for the race.
Hey, gotta love that shit.
They were like, just keep up with what the weather is doing. That'll tell you exactly what's going on down there, whether or not that race is going to start. Like, so just keep an eye on this weather report. If the weather report changes to where it's going to clear up, then you might get to see a race. But it's just been constantly misting rain, so we'll see whether it lightens up finally tomorrow or not. And NASCAR gets to get this race in, or we continue to just miss this race.
True. Hey, and look, if you're a NASCAR fan of any sort, all sorts, 9 o'clock tonight is the iRace. Last race before the final, so that's the next to last race.
Oh, yeah, the Coca-Cola e-racing series.
Yep. See if loser can stay in the top 4 and make it 3 years in a row next week.
Yeah.
Hello. Is this about horses?
No. Cars.
Oh, okay.
Vroom.
Yeah. This is all NASCAR inspired. Even the iRacing is NASCAR. So.
What up, Jess?
Okay.
There's 7 in the house, people. Top box going to win a chicken dinner.
Yeah, she'll be there in a minute.
Yeah.
There we go. Now she's there.
Yay. Sorry I was late.
But I mean, why would you want to watch anything but the World
It's
Series?
no problem being late, but you were late to your being late.
That's true. I did say 15 minutes.
Yeah, you
and
were like
it's-
10 to 15. We were actually just talking about it just a minute ago.
Yeah.
Because Webb went to link something in the Discord. I mean, not Discord, Slack.
Yeah.
So he went to
Mhm.
link something in Slack, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Jessica said this before the show," and I'm like, "Yeah, I saw that." And he goes, "Yeah, but," I was like, "Yeah, I know. I know her time's a little off even then." I was like, "If you give it at 8 o'clock, she was going to be late 10 to 15 minutes from 8 o'clock."
Yeah, I get 8:15, no problem, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
It's
you know how
I mean,
punctual we are, though, Jay. That the show didn't start till like 7 after or something like that. So
No, a little bit. Yeah, I would say 9 after, because 7 after I was running upstairs for a second. As I said, I was grabbing a beer, which I now need to grab another beer, because I drank that whole beer already.
Because you drank that entire beer already.
Yeah, normally I don't. Tonight I'm just, I don't know, we're going down.
What you drinking there, Jay? I saw you actually have your drink already this time.
Yeah, because I realized I was late and I didn't want to get up and make a drink. while already being late. So I kept it simple tonight. It's just a Negroni. I'm really into these because they're
Alright.
very easy to make
Yeah,
and just very quick.
and tasty. They
Hmm.
they they meet all the requirements of what you're wanting out of your drink.
Exactly. It's like super tasty, easy to make. It only has three ingredients, and they're in equal measures of that ingredient. You don't have to shake, you know. There's no garnish that goes on it. It's just like a very, it feels luxurious, but at the same time, it's like not too crazy.
Right. Which is
Yeah.
always a good thing.
Yes, yes, it's elegant simplicity.
I'm sorry, I'm doing a little bit of my Raid Shadow Legend shit.
Oh. Did you guys see my YouTube video?
I haven't
Randy
actually
Orton
dove into watching it yet. I've
popped
been
up.
trying to catch up on all of my other YouTube that I've been neglecting because I've been playing the shit out of Hades.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
game.
dude, I absolutely fucking love it. And I've been playing it constantly on a regular basis. Now, remember last Tuesday's show? I said I was gifted Among Us.
Yeah.
So
I played that.
we played this weekend. Me and six of the Bobs and Sown sat down Sunday and played for a couple hours. And oh my God, the fun we all had. We all had just a fucking blast.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun game for sure. I
Well,
think I've only played it via
The
like
mobile,
on my phone, going into a room, playing a public match, I guess you would call it.
yeah,
Mm.
Not like a private server type deal.
right.
I can see the fun you can have with like your own group of friends playing it.
Oh, dude.
Hmm.
The shit talking.
Yeah.
And the funnier part is some of the shit talking that was done. There was one person in our group that you would swear had been forbidden the chance to be an invader.
And like Among Us?
Yeah. So 9, 10 games in, this poor guy still hasn't had the opportunity to like be an invader. Keeps seeing everybody else that's already been it and listening to like how the cons are going and not going and everything else about all the catch ups and hang ups and everything. And just being like, I'd like to be an invader. Every match would start.
But isn't it?
Every match would start. Denied again.
But isn't it random?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was like this guy had been specifically almost chosen to not get it.
Wow.
Had to sit there in the same room as his wife while she was the invader. I think she got it a couple of
Oh.
times and he still hadn't been selected. I had gotten it. Like I think everybody in our group had already gotten it and a couple of the
Mm.
randos because we didn't have 10 people to fill up the room, so we were still taking in randos.
Mm-hmm.
But we would turn the match private to make
Mhm.
sure we all got into it. Whoever the server host was, we'd turn it private and then we'd open it up public to fill in the last couple spots.
Right.
And oh man, just that I get it. I get why it is so popular on like Twitch.
Yeah. It's really popular everywhere right now. It's
Yeah.
like the most popular game.
Yeah, well, you'd figure I like the fact that it's kind of like an evolved art style almost of like Among Us. I mean, not Among Us. Fall Guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
you look at the character model, and it's like they're both the same character. Like the little Fall Guy dude is almost the same Among Us little dude, and you're like,
Yeah.
the simplicity of it is great. But now you're doing actual task instead of just having to hop around and be silly.
I've been reading about that game. It's because it's available on the mobile platforms also.
Right.
It is. It's
Yeah.
available all
Yeah.
That's
over.
where I put it. I put it on my
iPhone. Yeah,
Yeah, I had somebody get it for me, and I turned around and got it for somebody, and
I've been
paid it
hearing that
forward.
there's a lot of issues like you're talking about with like someone 20, 30 times not being chosen as the imposter. Um, I hear there's a lot of infiltration into the servers too that they've been trying to
The the news has been lately that because of a certain series of events that had taken place, there was a group that decided to go after
Yeah.
the Among Us servers, and so they've been constantly fighting off hack and anti cheat and stuff like that. Like they're updating constantly to try and keep that down to a minimum.
Oh yeah, and they're also trying to go after not this company, but developers themselves are trying to go after that fucking anti that what is it, the aimbot site, the cheat site.
Oh yeah,
Oh, perfect aim.
yeah,
Yeah,
perfect aim. Yeah,
not just perfect game,
Yeah.
but all of there's a website that sells all those mods for all the games. The one that Destiny went and got fucking taken down. At
That's,
least they got their game taken off of it.
right.
yeah.
But they're trying to take down the whole fucking website. Like even I understand that even the FBI starting to get involved in this.
I mean, the issue with those things is that
The experience millions.
they're hard to pin down. You know,
Sure. Yeah.
That's the issue with these things. And I'm sure that if the FBI does shut them down, they'll just prop up and some other guys yet again. You know what I did find really funny?
Mm-hmm.
When Bungie hit them with the cease and desist notice, the people. So I don't know if you guys know how these services work. They charge you a subscription fee for access to their hacks. And these people who were paying subscription fees to cheat are like, this is bullshit. Oh, now I can't play the game the way that I got used to. It's like, how about you don't cheat?
Well,
like,
let's take it way back. We're gonna go Stone Age on you here for a little bit because I'm sure Jay, you probably don't have a lot of experience in what I'm about to dive into here, but
okay.
it's Game Shark. All the
Yeah.
I
guys,
had a Game Shark.
all the
Yeah.
guys back in the day on the PlayStations, like the original PlayStation 1, you had to have the Game Shark memory card plugged in that had all the cheats pre-installed for your games and everything like that. You updated them on a regular basis, and every month or so you would update your Game Shark card to whatever new games had come out, to whatever new cheats were being able to be implemented into them, and turning that on and off. And if you got used to certain games playing with the cheats on, the game was incredibly more difficult if you tried to go without the cheats on it, because you had settled yourself into such a god mode
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
that
I get that.
you knew nothing about how the game was really supposed to be played. And so that's to hear a newer generation of people who are paying for a subscription, which is really fucking crazy to me, that you
Yeah.
subscribe to not really play the game. You subscribe
No.
not only to the game, because a lot of these games that they've got that these cheaters are really cheating in are subscription based games where you're paying for your battle pass every month, where you're paying for whatever the hell it is, and you're paying for a hack service on top of that. So you're
Yeah.
doubling down on the amount of money that you're spending to essentially become trash at a game that if you would have
That's
put
what
that
I
much
don't
effort
get.
into it originally, you probably could have been pretty good at it. If
That's what I mean.
Apex
It's
Legends,
like you're
Battlefield.
paying for whatever the game is worth. And, as we've talked about, a lot of these games have microtransactions. They incentivize you to spend money while you're playing the game. So you're paying for that. And then you're also paying the subscription fee to be trash at the game.
Look, you
So,
hacks for Dead by Daylight, so you can be a massive killer that never loses. Like, why? What is the fucking point?
because people want to get their player rating up to a point that
That prestige on
everybody
the
wants to
chart.
play with them. It's an ego thing.
That prestige on the chart. Yeah.
That is every game. Why there's a cheat is exactly what Thumb said. Prestige.
Well, look at
I want to play with that guy. I want
look
to
at-
beat that guy.
look at the actual, like, the biggest phenomenon in gaming right now would have to be Sea of Thieves. The fact that they had an all-out creator overload of complaints from content creators stating that this game is toxic and you're not Rare, you're not doing enough to make this game friendly for
What do you
everybody
mean
to
toxic?
play.
Like the community's toxic?
Well, essentially, that's what they're saying, yeah.
Okay.
And that it's more so being promoted than put off. And so this, over several months now, has been a really, really big issue that has been gaining more and more voice and more voice. And then Rare turned around and said, all of you who think that this game needs to be a nice, squishy game, all of your accounts have been removed. They got rid of all the content creators that were bitching about the toxicity.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that they. So wait, they got their accounts deleted because they criticized the game?
No, they got their accounts removed because they essentially threatened to remove themselves from the community anyway. And not for anything, you
I don't
can't
wanna
say
play.
you can't say somebody's criticizing a game
Mhm.
when they go, people were doing pirate shit in my pirate game.
Mm.
Right.
So I believe the criticism was already invalidated by the fact that all you said they did was be piratey in a game where you were trying to make it like it was PvE. There are no PvE servers. You know, it's not
I
a thing.
see.
So if you're complaining about the fact that people are always robbing you, and, you know, if you want to complain about cheaters that are using certain game mechanics to take advantage of you on the ocean, and they're saying racial and homophobic slurs to you, well, that's already they have no problem. Rare's had no problem dismissing those people that are cheating or being
Or harassing people. right?
people.
Like-
They have no problem removing those people. It's never been an issue. But what these people were essentially complaining about was, this isn't a fun sailing game where you can go out and just have good times going and doing all the stuff.
Yeah, that's
Because
not that game.
there's the ever arcing urge to be on the lookout because somebody's coming to take your stuff because everybody in the game is a pirate.
Can I point you toward Animal Crossing?
Oh, jeez.
Feel like Animal Crossing
Yes.
is definitely more up your alley.
But yeah, so
the kind
that
of
was
experience
essentially
you want.
Then
yeah,
you
that
gotta
was
keep
essentially like
so
the big
by-
complaint, and they removed all these content creators that were being hypercritical of a game. It was where wokeness had gotten out of control, and they were like,
Mhm.
okay, we're not dealing with woke culture anymore. Bye.
Wow, that's crazy. I kind of agree with that. I don't know.
It's the
No.
first time a developer's taken that type of stance
Yeah.
against criticism, because yes, we'll call it criticism, because that's what they were doing. Under their impression of the game, they were critiquing what they thought it should be. But that essentially is you're trying to make it not the game it is. And
I mean, here's the thought. Was it possible even for there to be a PvE kind of situation?
you can
where...
actually, to my understanding, you can do private servers with Sea of Thieves.
Okay, so you don't have to encounter other people. You can just go out and sail
To
And
my
I don't know.
understanding, though, if I'm not mistaken, the private server aspect of Sea of Thieves eliminates all of the achievement-based items.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
just like and most other games do that. Yeah,
Yeah, I think once you decide to take sole control over your experience in the game, they've said that that's an option that you just take on your own, and that the glory that comes with earning things in the game is removed from you because you control the ability to manipulate a server at that point.
I get that. Yeah.
All right, private servers are coming to the game. They're there now for content creators.
Right. Yeah, that's what I've noticed.
Yeah, the PvE is coming to the game in the form of paid custom servers, but there'll be no PvE progression.
Right. Which is a genius move on
Right.
their behalf to go ahead and
Well,
allow
it's like
you to buy into alone
Yeah.
time.
It's like Minecraft. Here you go. You buy your own fucking server if you want. No, by the way, if you decide to like do all your shit in creative, you're not getting any gamer score.
Right. That makes sense because you're not technically playing the game as intended. You're just doing your own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of games that are like that have that model, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, even fucking Battlefield went back in that you got private servers.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's not, I mean, that's fine. That's an interesting step that they took. And I'm surprised. I think from a developer like Rare, I feel like they've been around for so long and they have so much respect from the community that I'll be interested to see if other developers start doing similar things.
I thought it was very interesting to see a community that has been with Rare and Sea of Thieves as long as it's been there get this outspoken now.
Mm-hmm.
Because how long Sea of Thieves been out now? What's this, 3 years?
Yeah, and the big stink in the community, they actually don't want private servers.
No.
Big stink in the community is look, if you go to your LFG groups, they're limited. 150, 200 people. If you bring private servers into the game now, those numbers are going to dip down even more, making it harder and harder for people to actually play the game. But I don't know. I mean, maybe private servers should only be used for like, I don't know, event organizers or contests.
Content creators.
Yeah.
The way they currently are set up already is actually not a bad way to have them set up. There's a switch in game that if you're not an established content creator that can gain access to their private servers, there's a switch in game that you go into live servers, and it changes everybody's gamer tag to some generic nonsense so as to not expose other people's private information, which would be their gamer tag, essentially. So that if you do become a little more famous, that people aren't trying to enter your game and maybe harass other people who maybe got the better of you at one point.
Yes.
You know, so they're trying, like, Rare's done a lot to try and keep themselves very balanced throughout this entire thing, and to allow the game to maintain its core of what it is to be a pirate game where you can go and do whatever you really want to do while you're out there.
Yeah, well, like you said, for Sea of Thieves, you shut off commendations and reputation. You want to play in a private server? Here you go. No commendations, no reputation. This way, you know, your public servers are still a place you want to be. Oh, shit, I need to level up. I got to play in a public server to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, I get that.
There's pros and cons to both sides of it. You know, you can hate the idea of a private server, or you can figure out a way how it's beneficial, and not just to the content creation side, which I totally support and get. But you can use it in different ways to make it feasible and workable without hurting the
core foundation of the game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe they should have like, I don't know, this might be too much work. But if they're gonna be getting, paid servers, then maybe they can create some kind of achievement or, loop for the people who are playing in private servers. Since they are paying for private servers, I don't know. That's a thought.
Well,
I am a member of the Insider program for Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
And I play my hour of Insider every week. It's gold that they give you in main game.
Mhm.
Play your hour, you get 3,000 gold in the main game. It's a way
Mhm.
to balance your time where you get to see the development of the game and participate in the beta as it moves forward in development, and also reward you for your time there. That gives you something that doesn't necessarily affect the main game. Like you get a little bit of gold, 3,000 gold. Anybody
Yeah.
who's played the game, you know that really ain't buying you
Yeah.
nothing. But it's a good little dip into building up your coffer a little bit every week. Then there is the cosmetic of the silver something. I can't remember the name of it really, but I got my first piece of it, which is the sales. So you do the first 3 weeks, and then week 4 you get a cosmetic that you get to use in the main game instead of the Insider.
Mhm.
And it's every 3 weeks and then a piece. Something like 75 weeks or something like that to get all of these particular cosmetics
Mhm.
to put together a full ship and a full outfit with guns and all that stuff. But everything is cosmetic.
The other thing you could do is make the private servers just for like newcomers. There you go. Here's private servers. You can stay here and fuck around till you hit level 10. And then transfer everything over to
Live servers.
a live server, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a thought.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
It gives you the ability to learn the game.
Yeah, without getting robbed.
Well, you look at a game like Atlas. You look at a game like Atlas, where Atlas you spawn in protected harbors.
Yes.
And you can stay in those safe zones until it's like level 8, and then you can't level in there anymore.
Right.
You have to leave from there in order to continue your experience in the game and become part of the active community. But it's that moment that you get that safe time before you have to go out and deal with like the harsh realities of what the world is.
Yeah, and
I like that.
let you learn the game and still, do what needs to be done and, get a stack of inventory that you can then use to progress in the real world.
Right.
What if there was a game like that we played together? I can't remember what it was, though. You had to fucking get to a certain level before you could even, like, a lot of games are like that, though. You get to a certain
A
level.
lot of games are like that. Yeah, you can't play with other people until
So
you
hit
get past a certain point.
I'm
Yeah.
not just
Right.
there fucking learn how to play the game mission tutorial. But yeah, there's a couple of games where you got to hit a certain level before you can. It's usually level 5, which is retarded. Should make it like 10, especially in first-person shoot 'em games. Get more practice before you.
Atlas is like level 8. It's a random number. It was like, what?
Yeah, that's weird.
Louis, tell me who hit their 10th home run in the first inning.
10th home run.
Come on, who hit it in the first
Hold
inning?
on, we're on top of third now.
Yeah, I know. Come on, he hit his 10th home run. You don't know who it is right off. I gotta fucking spell it out for you. Randy.
Randy, yeah, I can't say his last name.
Yeah, Rosarino.
Rosarino, right? Oh, boy. I mean, he is good, but I'm still thinking that Tampa's going to win this game tonight, though.
I know. I bet heavy on Dodgers. I just have a feeling that Corey Seager is going to explode and take home the MVP.
No, I expected 7.
7
Yeah.
would be But you know what? Dodgers deserve it in 6 from fucking choking for the last, I don't know, 10 years, 5 years, 8 years, however many
Well,
fucking years.
yeah, I mean, 3 of the last 4 they've been here, and they managed to choke every time.
Mm-hmm. Dodgers are due.
Yeah, there's a reason that they may have been cheated against at one of them, though. So
Well, we know that to be, we know that to be truthful, especially when all
Is
those
that J7 there?
suspensions were handed down.
can't choke on cheating. So
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, it's 1-0 top of the
J7?
third.
Hello, yeah, that's me.
Hi, Jay.
Hey.
But hey,
Oh,
Jason,
man, here we go.
for you, since we're chatting video games and shit, did you watch the Vidoc from Bungie?
Yes.
Your thoughts
It-
where the storyline and game is going from here?
I was impressed at how much they gave away in
Side-
this doc. Like,
Yeah,
I was like, wow.
yeah.
Okay.
The last 4 minutes, you're like,
Okay.
what? And who and what and no.
Yeah.
I knew he fucking wasn't dead.
Yeah,
and he's a guardian now. What?
Well, you knew about that though.
yeah, but is this not a community that has been slowly bleeding off people for, I'd say, the past year right now? That they needed,
I don't know.
they needed to give a lot bigger cherry.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, you could say that. I mean, you got to remember all this was in development, and then Corona hit. I mean, they talk about all that shit and how they had to do all the virtual work to continue on to build all this, and it did push back time frames.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
even if you look at the time frame of where things are dropping, you got to look and say, well, there's only going to be like 3 seasons. Because
I think they're just gonna push back their schedule.
they turned around and said, nope, there'll be 4.
Probably.
Yeah.
There'll be 4. It'll work as the 4 seasons of the year. They've got it under control, allegedly.
Yeah.
There is a portion of this that just disappears in February, which is kind of mid-season. So I'm not sure how that's all going to work. But, I mean, I don't think it had anything to do with player base dying off. That game is another one of those games where the player base comes and goes and comes and goes. You
Yeah,
get
but I'm saying as far as like you were surprised at what all they gave away, and that's my point of that is aren't you less
Well,
surprised because the player base is kind of
well,
this
they
has
got
got to
six-
be
That's
this has
true.
got to be their
I'm-
steepest fall off that they've had.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I get that. I know a lot of people who around the last season were like, F this. I'm just gonna take a
Yeah.
break and come back when stuff gets interesting again. I mean, the current season is pretty interesting, but the new expansion definitely just like adds so
Dude,
much. I mean, they take away a lot, but they also are adding so much. With Aldrin,
Yeah.
I definitely was one of the people who thought that Shahan was gonna be Aldrin.
There was a lot of people who thought that. A lot of
Yeah.
even the article I put out there, which I think was from Forbes.
Yeah.
And I
Paul
I like-
Tassi?
Yeah, I like the guy who writes that. He's pretty good. Pulls no punches. Doesn't favor any side. Gives an opinion that's logical. Blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Even he was surprised because he's been saying for years the same thing. It's got to be. It's just got to be. And we're talking years because this storyline goes back to what? The introduction of the moon.
Well, no, he's been saying. I know who you're talking about. It's Paul Tassi from Forbes.
Right.
First of all, can we just say Paul Tassi is like one of the Destiny community heroes. He writes daily articles about Destiny,
Yeah.
and there isn't always something to say. Okay,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he somehow finds a way to have something to say about Destiny every single day.
yeah, he can write an article about somebody's artwork.
He's been saying, like a lot of people have been saying, Shahan is a character that they're going to introduce in the expansion to kind of bridge the gap between the new players and the current story. Because before, I didn't have this experience because I've been playing for a while. But before, when you join Destiny as a new player in New Light, you basically wake up in the Cosmodrome and you shoot a couple of things, and then you're in the tower. And then if you want to do any of the old missions, you have to go talk to Amanda, and you have no context. Like, why is this happening? Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
So Shohan, they announced it a couple of months ago. They said, hey, here's a new character who's going to walk you through the new stuff and let you know why any of this is happening. If you're a new player, you're going to go through a couple of missions with him, and you're going to have a better understanding of what it even means to be a guardian, right? So before, they had this whole thing where a lot of people, not just me, were looking at his armor, and they were like, hey, isn't it interesting that he's got the insignia on his armor that they showed in this old screenshot where Aldrin was this other character? And we all went this crazy rabbit hole, okay? Not just
Destiny
Paul
has
Thacker.
provided a lot of
that's the
crazy
one that I
rabbit
am.
holes for us to go into, though.
Yeah.
That is something they've definitely done.
Rabbit hole.
Is kept the story kind of flexible to the point where you're like, well, this could be what's going on.
Yeah.
Just I want to touch on before we continue on. Thump, you mentioned player base drop off, and J7 reiterated that people take breaks from the game and then come back, and you know damn well I did that. I missed half a season and then never finished it out to get any of my rewards. Even missed out on exotics because of it. The game was released on Steam, and the day it was released, it peaked at 292,000 concurrent players.
Mm-hmm.
September 2020 numbers for Destiny on Steam, and I only have Steam in front of me, I apologize, was 97,000. So that's what, 2/3 gone?
Yeah, on Steam.
Okay, it's 2/3 gone.
Well, okay, so I do want to point out.
Wait, let me finish.
Okay.
October 4th, Destiny player base on Steam peaked at 226,000.
Wow.
So you've got, all right, just like J7 said, I got the game. I'm going to play the game. But now I played all the content. Okay, you gave me some little baby content along the way. That's great. It's Halloween, or not even. Well, Halloween is why it exploded. But you gave me some little baby content, and you know what? It's the same shit. It's go to the tower, pick up bounties, go to my map, press my fucking joystick button so I can see what I need to do. Oh, I got to go to that planet, and I got to do this. I might as well go see the guy there who's got bounties. I'll grab those too. That's great. Now I got to go shoot shit. I got to do patrols. I got to figure out a lost sector. I got to participate in public event. Oh, great. Planet done. Okay, and then I go back to the tower and cash my shit in, check my postmaster, make sure everything's good. Oh, look. New mission available. I got content. I'm going to do this. Oh, it's 4 missions and it's over? Okay, next day, we're doing the same fucking thing. Except now there's no missions to do.
Yeah, now there's no extra missions. You don't get a new one of those until next week.
So what do? Well, I got these objectives. Oh, you'll give me shit if I go play PvP. This is Stump's famous fucking thing right here. Gonna make me fucking play PvP, aren't you? Gonna make me. Yep.
I actually really like Crucible.
So do I. Always did, because I was good at it. At Iron Banner, I still fucking destroy an Iron Banner. Iron Banner's my shit. And if I had a decent group, I'm sure I would be sitting up in that fucking chair at the lighthouse every weekend too.
I didn't like the fact that there was no matchmaking
You think we're
on
driving
high-end PvE and that you were forced into PvP.
I mean, you want to go get your fucking pinnacle tier 3 gear, you got to do it with a fire team. Give me matchmaking. Your player base disappears.
Or trials, you mean?
Not trials.
No,
Trials,
no, not PvP. PvE shit.
Oh, PvE. Well, there is matchmaking for PvE.
Now,
Like, you're talking about strikes.
no, yeah, but there wasn't for the longest time to do high-end PvE though.
Oh,
There's no
there still
matchmaking
isn't.
for raids, no matchmaking for Nightfall.
There is no matchmaking for high PvP.
PvE.
Yeah,
It exists.
you're talking about raids.
No,
We're
I'm
talking about Nightfalls and
or in Nightfall, putting
Oh
it
yeah.
hardest
Yeah.
difficulty, 1050 or whatever 1040 is the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, like the first 2 levels have matchmaking, the other 3 don't.
Why can't you matchmake me with other people who want to run the same content at the same level I'm at?
I don't know. That's a good
I think
question.
I think
always
matchmaking across
wondered-
the board would have been a better idea than content locking to make you to make you actually only have certain people that you could run with.
I mean, there's always LFG, you guys. Have you guys never tried
We
that?
understand this, but why is it not built into the game?
Yeah.
Why is this not
Yeah.
a matchmaking function? Because we know it's a Switch. When they finally turned it on for Nightfalls.
Yeah,
Interesting, because I think when Vanilla Destiny 2 launched, guided games were a thing. That
Well,
was
no,
like
the idea of guided games was a thing in order to try and make your guilds score better, but guided games were never fully implemented as an actual thing because
right.
you couldn't get a guild that was actually doing guided games.
Right.
Right. Yeah. That was the issue for me with guided games. Guided games was just like, oh, here's some random person that's like maybe done this before, you know?
Right.
Like
And
I
it was
thought that
supposed to be
weird.
guilds that were supposed to be running people through content, and
Right.
what you were finding was LFG and price points. You know, people trying to charge for run-throughs.
Please.
It was common
Yeah.
practice, though. It was common practice.
please.
Paid, guaranteed Whisper of the Worm, guaranteed pay to get this weapon is essentially what these groups were doing through a lot of these various LFG options.
Yeah, that's just nuts. I guess if a lot of these things are like, you want to pay somebody to carry you through this mission, it's like, just
should
figure.
have done that when I ran that raid 156 fucking times.
Which raid?
He did VOG, just trying to get
Bolt
his
of
own.
Glass?
He did
156
VOG about
times?
that many times, just trying to get his own Mythoclass.
Fuck that weapon.
He never got it.
And I'll tell you,
I did.
You know, Bolt of Glass is coming back.
And if they bring that weapon back to the VOJ, I will make sure I do everything I can not to get the quest or even get the fucking weapon. And if I ever get that weapon, I'll break it down and delete my fucking account.
Why?
Because
I
the
ran
salt,
the
the salt is
VOG
that thick.
150
The salt.
times. I got to be the only person on the face of the planet who ran the raid that many times and never got one Mythoclass.
I can't believe that. I
I-
probably got it like the first time. Okay, I'm not.
We've gotten it 100 fucking times.
Yeah,
yeah.
I got it.
Especially people who I ran the raid with, because we used to help carry people.
Mhm.
Right. It
I
was
was
just what we
really
did
far.
as a community. It was what you did. You'd find there was somebody in one of the friends groups of the intermingled friends groups that were running raids, and there was
Mhm.
somebody in their group that didn't have the availability to really play all that often, but they were good enough that you thought you could get them through a raid, and we'd throw together a raid group, and we'd carry somebody through a raid.
Fucking carrying low light motherfuckers through it too.
The Fogoth.
Oh, yeah, 350, right? The raid was you needed to be like 4 something, and you could get in at 350, but there was no way you were finishing the end of it. We carried people
Yeah.
through.
Which one?
The one with the Fogoth.
House of Glass.
No, not Vault of Glass. The one after that.
No,
with
the
Fogoth and the,
The Dark Below?
the bridge, and is that what it was? I don't even remember.
Oh my god, that was the most broken one ever. You probably could have soloed that.
Remember, you had the two. You'd go into the one room where there was the 2 towers
Yep.
on either side in order to open
Yeah.
up the door in the middle, and then you go into the door in the middle, and there was the stand behind the
Wes got,
pillar,
like-
stand behind the pillar and make the call.
Webb's like having flashbacks right now.
Yeah, he is.
God. Yeah, big time, because totems pissed me off.
Yeah,
I carried fucking Ren's kid through that, got him up to a level, and then on the next raid, the kid carried me through it.
Yeah.
Shit.
Wow.
Ren ran that fucking raid.
doing call outs. Who's gonna go down mid and do call outs?
Right? I mean,
The Dark Below was the most broken one ever.
But
Well,
it was
no.
also
You-
some of the most fun too, though.
when you
because it was so broken, it was fun because you could.
broken
Did you
too.
guys ever hear about the thing with the network cable?
Yeah, that's an old school thing. You can't do that anymore.
Well, no, because you can't do it, period. But like the
Can do it.
you used to be able to just when when what's his face? When Crota kneels
You
and
pull
you're supposed to you pull the cable and he stays down and you can just
Huh?
hammer him when he's down.
pull out the network cable and plug it back in.
Yeah.
It has to be it had to be the host to do it, but you couldn't keep it unplugged for more than 2 seconds because then everybody would have got kicked.
Yeah, you had to plug it and you had to unplug it and plug it. And
that's
then he would stay
and that-
down and then you could just finish it.
see that's like well after. See, before that, you had lag switching, which is basically
Battlefield, Bad Company 2, the notorious
switch.
lag switch, fucking Armageddon.
and the lag switch was real simple. You took one of the wires out of your network cable and patched it into a switch that you put on your controller.
Or a foot switch that was a poppet,
Yeah.
a poppet foot switch. And anybody who's not familiar with what a poppet is, it's when you're doing speaker testing to make sure you've got your wires all ran the right direction. You want to be able to hear an audio feedback.
Yep.
So
Pop.
you push this little button on this box, and it just makes a pop.
Yep.
And
Basically,
so people were
doing
using
is-
poppet boxes for lag switches because it would interrupt the signal just enough.
Right.
Yeah. You come up on a group of people. Oh shit! Lag switch them. All
Pop
of a
it.
sudden, dead.
Oh, and then you were just like teleporting all over the map.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hate those people.
That was the thing long before, oh, hold on. Let me know when Crota goes down and I'll pull out my network cable.
Pretty one.
yeah.
Which,
It would have been easier to just have your lag switch, which was so like 4 years before disconnecting your fucking internet cable for that moment
Yeah.
second to cause a blip in the network, in the matrix.
Yeah.
which is
It
what
was
people
the-
complained
the-
about with the Titan knee for the longest time because it looked like you were lag switching.
Freaking Titans.
Tell me,
Overpowered.
tell me, yeah, right, yeah, Master Race. Tell me you don't fucking wish for the days of Warlock Revive.
Oh yeah. Where you could bring yourself back from the dead with
Oh,
radiance.
shit.
Oh my
Fucking
god, that
radiance.
was awesome.
Glitches did we use in raids with that? All right, everybody fucking go to orbit and come back in. And now, who's that one Warlock? Now die.
Mhm.
But the first Vault of Glass raid was the most broken one. If you could walk up to the main boss and fucking punch him in the nuts and push him off the stage and open his chest, you couldn't get more broken than that.
Yeah, because all you had to do was have your two people get him in the corner and knock him off.
There's nothing more broken than that. And that was long before the fucking rocket launcher ever came into existence.
You mean the Galahorn?
The Galahorn.
The Galahorn. Look,
The
not for anything, that's
Galahorn.
still a weapon I'd love to see come back.
Yeah, but
I
no, it is,
it-
but it's not as powerful. There's plenty of rocket launchers like that, just not as powerful.
they're not I mean,
There's
if they
none.
brought it
There's
back
none with Wolfpack rounds like that.
No,
if they brought it back, it would have to be like a special moment. If they brought it back, because you guys know the whole thing with the Galahorn. It was like the weapon that everybody wanted. You could only it was only a random drop from like the high level activities.
Yep.
And in fact, it created like a higher level of guardian.
Yep. That's
No.
Where
right.
people would be like, if you were an LFG and you were looking for somebody, it was like
Can't you-
Galahorn required.
Yeah, you got Galahorn? No, you ain't got Galahorn? Fuck you. You can't play with us.
right, absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
It was, and there's
And
there's this great YouTuber. His name is Evan F 1997. He made this video where he actually chronicled people who flipped out when they finally got their Galahorn. They were like, "I got my Galahorn!" It was just like this euphoria
Yeah.
of getting your Galahorn. And then
I know that feeling.
what Bungie did was they gave it to Xur, and then Xur had it. So then everybody could get it.
Yeah, well, that's because D1 was over.
No, it wasn't over.
Yeah,
It was 2 weeks before Taken King came out.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
But then
And
it was
then-
irrelevant because it was irrelevant in Taken
Right.
King. The weapon meant nothing.
Yeah.
They nerfed it. They nerfed the weapon before Taken King, and then Taken King came out, and it was irrelevant. It was like you can equip it if
There
you
was
want,
only one
but-
weapon in the Taken King raid that was worth having, and it was the
Now,
what?
Black Nail. The sniper rifle.
Nope.
No, the thing that Eras gives you, right?
Yep. The one that the one that life zaps
Oh,
you.
Yeah.
The touch of malice.
Yeah, the touch of malice. That was
Yeah.
the weapon. Now that was
heard of that game.
was the only thing you could have. Like if you
Right.
didn't have a touch of malice, then it was hard to find raid groups.
Oh, you need it to be
Yeah.
a touch of malice, and we need a Titan with a bubble.
And a hunter who can jump.
Well, yeah. Well, I proved you didn't need no hunter to jump through that fucking raid. Suck it.
That's all right. I was a runner, so I was always proud to be our hunter runner.
That
Did you
hap-
guys ever find the
Uh-huh.
basketball court of orcs?
Yes. Also found the obstacle course in the fucking haunted forest that's been there for 10 years that all of a sudden last or 2 weeks ago was like, somebody found the obstacle course. And I was like, you dick, because it's been there for 4 years. That's in there too. If you go off one of the platforms right and beat all the fucking shit, you can get to the, and it's hard to beat all the shit in there. You can get to the obstacle course. It's
Right.
after a board. It's after level
Right.
6.
After the
Sixth, whatever.
branch?
Yeah, sixth branch.
Mm.
Go play in the obstacle course, but then you won't be able to clear the seventh branch if you need that for an achievement, which you should have done 3 years ago when the game first came out.
Well, this year.
Well,
It's
it's a
different.
it's a added like high tier gear for your seventh
Well,
round
yeah.
completion.
Yeah. This week it's well, next week it's top tier gear, the best you can get because the event is over next week,
Right.
November 1st, right?
Tomorrow starts my first day
Tomorrow-
of Sea of Thieves.
Oh, today was reset, so today it should be top tier gear.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tomorrow
Oh,
is the
it's-
Sea of
okay.
Thieves reset where they are going to pull down the servers tomorrow morning and implement all of their, like Valley of the Damned or whatever that's about to take place. I've been playing in the Insider server, and I can't wait.
Two other things I want to
Can't
mention.
wait.
Two other things I wanna mention in Destiny. We can get the fuck off that. One, J7, I saw you on the other day along with my brother Googly Eye, and I know he needs to run some exotics before the game disappears. I know you do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the exotics that are going to disappear, so y'all
I'm-
might want to team up.
I mean, I went and got 2 exotics by myself the other day. I need to do Sabathun's Song fucking strike on insane mode, and I can't.
Oh,
I can't
I
complete it.
hate that.
I can't
Oh.
complete it myself. Can't do it. I tried for 2 hours. Can't. No matter
The
what.
epic version of it is a pain in the ass, but it can be done. If you got 3 people, you can do it.
I can't solo it. I
Yeah,
tried.
he's trying to
It's-
get you as the third person. Him, Goog,
Right.
and you.
Yeah, I can do it. It's,
run-
yeah, I can do that.
Needs to run the Outbreak Perfected,
Yes.
and I'd actually like to run that and go back to the old tower before we get the old tower.
I would love to do that with you because that is actually
Yeah.
one of the final, probably the one I don't have.
Oh, I've
I
got
don't have.
quite a few exotic quests. I mean, I still need to fucking get an Ascendant Plane chest because I hated the Dreaming City.
You
Hated it.
hated it? It was cool.
Yeah, all he did was complain the entire time that whole section was even existing.
Stupid. Still stupid every time I gotta go back there.
What's wrong with it? It's actually really beautiful. What's wrong with it?
It's stupid. You know, one fucking place to spawn
It
into,
does.
and then they put the bitch on the other side of the fucking map. It's stupid.
Yeah,
And
the
So-
navigation for that area was really dumb. I will give him that because you could only spawn in at the very, very opening door there at
And how
at
about-
that one spot. But she'd be back at the Wish Tower back there all the way on the opposite side of the whole map, or she'd be in the little cave over on the other opposite side of the whole map where they were
Yeah.
clearly defined different zones, just like all the
Yeah.
other planets have different zones, but you couldn't spawn in those zones.
Yeah, I so figured out how to fucking wall gap that whole section to get to her quicker. Climb fucking walls in that game that nobody knew how to fucking climb just to get to that bitch quicker. I hated it. I hated everything about it. I thought it was stupid. I think the blinding well is stupid.
Oh, I love the well, man. I had so,
I
I
love
got
the well.
so much stuff out of there.
The well was fun then, and then once the fucking Telesto came back into the game,
Oh yeah, the Telesto broke the well.
yeah, it broke the well, and then by that time you were done with
The
the
well.
storyline, and all you were going back there was to like fucking go find your ninth kitty cat,
The cats.
okay,
Meow.
or you were forced there because you needed to fucking do something in the well, or it was week 4 and it's your only opportunity to get that ascended chest. If you missed it,
Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to do the Shattered Throne. I haven't done that.
Yeah, those rotationary week to weeks on those ascendant plane things were pretty wild.
yeah, well, it's the same thing with the forge. I mean, I finally just got my Jotun and the fucking
The
Ball.
Me
Jotun.
too. I finally got my Jotun
Because that-
and my Le Monarch.
Yeah, but-
La Monarch.
was broken for the longest time.
I still need to complete the final part of that whole like what was it? The riddle?
Oh, the riddle. That's that fucking mission. I got to do that too.
Yeah. Like
That's where you go underneath the bridge and go in, and you need to have the 3 weapons from the forge, the bow, the sniper rifle, and I want to say the auto rifle.
yeah. Yeah, I think
And
you're
you
right.
have to fucking hit shit with each specific weapon.
I've already done all of that part. It was how you opened the door to the raid
Yes.
was the final section, which was down in Rasputin's little area
Yep. I need
where
to
you
do
had
that.
to get the door to open up, and that's the part I didn't do. Remember, it took what was it, like a week, and they still didn't have anybody solve it because it was broken.
Yeah, it was broken.
And but then they finally got it fixed, but then one person got past it, and they pretty much let everybody in after that. You could
Yeah.
never get anybody to run a completion with you on that mission because it was fucking stupid.
Yeah, I that's definitely one area of the game when I definitely took a break because I was like, what? Just like, what are you trying to get me to do here? You want me to go and find the fish hook and the I don't no, I'm taking a break. Goodbye.
Yeah, that was a rough section of time. Now I have all of the weapons because I played the crap out of Forges. As
Yeah, I
far
might throw them out. That's what I gotta look for. If not, I just have to go get them again. That's not real. I take them right out of my books. That's not a big deal.
right.
Yeah.
Just have shit balls on them because I started dismantling my completely full vault.
My vault is perpetually almost full. It's
No,
like
no,
like
Seven. I use the postmaster as vault storage.
ooh no, that's not smart because then when you
It's
get new
dangerous.
stuff,
It's
it gets
dangerous.
deleted.
It's dangerous.
It's
I've
dangerous.
Lost,
He's
I've-
lost.
I've-
He's lost some good drops.
Yeah.
I've lost stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've seen my feed on Destiny every now and I've even lost exotic engrams,
Yeah.
which you don't see anymore because all of a sudden you do an activity and boom, you just get a fucking exotic.
Oh no, I'm still. The last time I played, actually 2 weeks ago, had an an exotic engram drop on the map. I
Yeah.
saw it. I was like, look
I
at
had-
that jelly bean over there.
Yeah, I take photos when it
Speaking of
happens all
jelly
the time.
beans, pomegranate mango rin was really good. Thanks for the second suggestion there.
Oh, the combos you guys would do.
I saw that way too late. I was like, oh, jelly beans.
I still have the 40 flavored variety pack, and the list is still accurate. So if there's anything you would like me to try and report back,
So the last thing I
I
want
still
to say,
have them. So
The last thing I wanted to, I'm going to have to look at that list. I'll give you some
Me
combos. The
too.
last thing I want to say about Destiny is it seems like Warlock will be the new meta.
You mean again the meta?
Well, again, yeah, the Titan Master Race. Okay, there's always been that fight between the Titan and the Hunter, and that was settled like 2 different times. Hunter's better here because you can jump more. Then, well, the Titan's the tank, and you need the tank here more. Okay, so Hunters and Titans have agreed to disagree. But the Warlock is now going to be the meta, especially with the fucking what they did to the No Time to Explain.
Oh, the return of the No Time to Explain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but dude, it's got a little fucking orb
Return, okay.
next to it and keeps firing. So
It
now
does.
add
So
a
then you can have that
Arc-
and Arc Souls.
Soul.
Mhm.
Oh, there's another strikeout.
And then anybody else can fucking go through the little thing and get Arc Soul and
Yep.
run their notes to
That's
explain.
my jam. I love me some Arc Souls.
I mean, can everybody's going
With the escape artist, so you can
no.
actually turn your grenade into like a super Arc Soul. That's my jam.
everybody is going to be trying this day one raid. Okay, we need Arc
Well,
Soul.
it's not a day one raid, but
It's not a day one raid. It's like a day 20 raid. Or
I was like,
something
I was
that.
like, that's the one thing Destiny has been very consistent with, and has never given a day one raid. It's always at least a week later.
right. It's first
Yeah.
reset, it's November 12th. First reset, and it's the 24-hour marathon.
Phantasmophobia is another game that everybody's been playing lately.
Yeah, I've seen that rising up on the list of concurrent players.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because that's what I stare at a lot of I don't want to say stare at it, but I do read a lot of the concurrent player listings to see what's trending and what's not.
Right.
Like I said before, you said the Destiny shit's crawling off, but 226,000 people October 4th played and are still playing because of the Halloween event.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying if you look at the numbers just before that,
7,000.
yeah, their numbers are way down compared to where they've been, like, even this time in previous years.
Their numbers are not consistent. Like people fall off, people come back. Whenever they have something special going on, people are like, "Ooh, let me get excited." When Beyond Light comes out in a week and a half, everyone's gonna lose their shit.
Yeah, this is the biggest. This is taking king level of excitement about a
Yes.
development with the game, because this is going to bring the most overarching change to how the game is played and how the game will function for the player base that they've had since Taken King. I mean, it's that big, So it makes sense. I'm somewhat hyped for it, but I'm trying not to get too invested in the hype behind it, because I did it for the Dreaming City, and then that didn't hype.
And like it wasn't as hype.
Yeah,
as you thought
it just
be?
didn't.
Okay.
It just didn't fulfill the, Ribbon.
Yeah.
Ribbon. The raid for Ribbon later wasn't really that exciting, because the story it ended up telling was your Guardians are a bunch of douchebags.
Yeah, that was weird. The whole story, like the whole vanilla D2 story was kind of weird for me. I'm sorry, not D2.
Cringe.
Forsaken.
Yeah, was
Was
cringe
like-
as hell.
Wait, so it was a cool gameplay from a gameplay standpoint. It was cool, but the story, by the time you get to Aldrin, and it turns out he's being manipulated by Riven, and you're like, who the fuck is Riven? You don't know who Riven is at this point. You're just like, what is this giant gross thing doing? I don't understand. Why am I shooting it? What? Just what? It wasn't very satisfying for me.
Right, and
because
then you
they
got the
had
raid to
spent-
fight Ribbon, and you find out more about Ribbon, and then you find out that the only reason that this scenario is playing out is because some of your previous Guardians were a bunch of jackasses, and kind of set all this shit into motion off of just being jackasses.
Well, yeah, the
Well,
whole
with Jackass,
the whole
like
thing with
Jackass.
Riven is that we went in there, you, the Guardian, went in there, and you had this desire to kill her, and she's a wish dragon, so she used that desire to feed this curse.
Yeah.
It's an interesting kind of, you know, circular logic there.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it made the whole community though like the number one debated topic was so are we the good guys or are we the bad guys? Like
Yeah.
in this story, what are we really? Like are we the good guys? Like cuz even Dominus Gull made us question whether or not we were right.
Hmm.
Like
And the
are
fact
we
that the
really the positive change in this world or are we just some shitheads that will never die that keep wreaking havoc on everything we run into?
we're
Well, that's
like pawns of this giant huckster god,
and fuck
right?
that
Like
dude.
we're
Come and,
reanimated killing machines is what we are.
didn't he come and fuck our tower?
Gaul? Yeah,
Dominus
he
Gall,
fucked us
yeah,
up.
yeah, that was
Fuck him. But I would like to go back to Clovis.
he took our light, man. That was
He
that
took
was
our
the
light.
most helpless situation I think any of us have ever felt in the game at all. Was to sit there and see your ghost go off the side.
Wouldn't it have been great if the game went dark, like right after you finish that?
Like Fortnite did when
Yeah. Tell me how fucked up that wouldn't have been. Like that would have been one of the epic moments in gaming instead of Fortnite taking that moment.
That would have been crazy.
Right? Can you imagine?
It's,
You watch that whole fucking thing and now you can't play the game for 24 hours. Even though it's the opening scene to the game.
yeah,
Like,
you're,
that would have been such amazing storytelling. That would have been so cool. Like, because that's probably one of the most poignant moments in Destiny history. Like when you wake up and you're limping along and you can't do anything.
your
No,
your
right?
ghost is like I cannot do shit for you.
Right.
Yeah, your ghost is like, you better watch out because if you
Yep.
die, I can't bring you back.
I feel weak. Even the ghost was the same way.
Yeah.
It was fun.
You
And
could barely hear Ghost. Ghost voice was weak.
And as you were crawling through the tower, you're just watching the Cabal go through and loot shit and beat shit
And
up.
killed. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
that
having
was
to hide.
poignant. It
Yep.
was awesome.
Yeah,
I
that-
was disappointed when you got your powers back so quickly.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
I
a
was
very easy thing, but it was the new revised powers that we got
Yes.
is what
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, but still, and still from the story stopped making sense at that point, right? Because
Well, you
if
have to rely on the lore you were being fed after that to piece together the story.
it doesn't make sense. If you're telling me that the way that you got your revised powers is you went to the Shard of the Traveler, and the Shard of the Traveler gave you these revised powers. Why don't I just bring everyone here, single file? They can all get their powers back the same way. But the story of the Red War is no, you're the only one who has his powers back
Right.
for the entire time. Okay?
Right, that's-
Until the Traveler comes back and does its thing.
Yeah,
and
takes care of
the-
Dominus. Takes
Yeah,
care of
until
Dominus
then-
Sunshine at that point.
Until then, you are the only one canonically who has powers. Why? Why? I don't get it. Why?
Yeah,
are
because
the
you
only
you
one-
had to rescue all of the Vanguard.
Yes, you had to go to Ikora, and Ikora was having an existential crisis,
She's so
and
useless now.
they did her dirty.
They did.
okay?
Especially,
her dirty.
especially considering the fact that they tried to hype her up with that portal and then dropped her flat like it was nothing. They were like, "Fuck the portal, fuck her. This shit doesn't really even matter. We're not doing it."
Yep. They did her dirty. And you know what?
They did-
Initially, when they introduced her, she was supposed to be like everybody talks about how she was a badass, right? Like she was like a legend in Crucible and she did this and all that. Oh my god, Ikora, she's amazing. And then when they published the webcomics, it turns out that she only became the Hunter Vanguard. I'm sorry,
The
the
Warlock
Warlock
Vanguard
Vanguard
because Osiris,
because Osiris basically dipped.
yeah, dipped to go through the fucking Macarena of time.
Like,
Oh, that we had to eventually.
why?
Right, yeah.
Like, like Osiris is a cool character, okay, but the storyline that Osiris got is the storyline that Ikora should have got. Don't at me.
I could have done without Brother Vance. He talks like an idiot.
Oh, Brother Vance, man, what Brother Vance is the poor cult member who was told to stay behind and run the website.
Yeah, exactly.
Like everybody else committed suicide on the day that the reckoning was happening, and poor Brother Vance had to tend to the library.
You got to stay behind and post it.
Yep. If anybody comes asking questions, you need to tell them, Yeah.
But all the Vanguard got done dirty except for Zavala. He stands there in the fucking tower day in, day out, week after week, giving you orders, telling you to do shit, fucking helping you, all sorts of crap. What does Ikora do?
Nothing.
I have nothing at this time.
Nothing. She literally does nothing.
And then there's
how about bringing
up?
And then there's Cade, and look how dirty he was done. I mean, all they did was leave this fucking chicken behind.
Cade had to die so everybody else could be fly.
Cade had to die because he had contractual obligations to do other shit.
Well, it didn't matter because they still got Nolan North to do his voice. So if they had wanted to keep Cade as a character, they could have done it. Like
turning around and giving us Saint, who turned out to really also be a nothing character.
He led us into some fucking sundial run that you had to do 1,000 times. Which, by the way, I still have a bounty for. Do sundial runs or no, it's not a bounty. It's for the catalyst for the fucking symmetry.
But the story for Saint disappointed me because the only you find out that the only reason Saint is even remotely known is because you went and said, "Get up off the ground, pussy, let's go."
True.
And you inspired him, and he became the greatest Titan that ever lived. But also, the whole thing with how he died is like he went in the forest to look for Osiris and he couldn't find him. So he got stuck fighting a bunch of Vex, and it took them centuries to figure out how to drain his light and kill him.
Yeah.
That was badass, y'all. Like,
right.
Come on.
But the idea of it is yes. But the way they implemented it and pretty much were like, yeah, but he would have never done that if it wasn't for you.
Right. It's kind of a causal loop. He only does it because of you. And if it hadn't been for the fact that he died when he went in the Infinite Forest, you would have never gone to find him.
Right.
Can we get the reef back in the Prison of Elders?
I mean, isn't he making his return?
Yeah, he is making his return.
But it's on Europa that he's going to be making his return?
Yes.
Well, there's so much underground shit going on there. Kind of like Mars with all the underground shit.
Yeah, there's a bunch of underground stuff.
Oh, wait. Vex are not the Vex, excuse me. The Hive are underground, too. Are the Vex underground? Yeah, they control the subways. They're underground, too. It seems like every fucking thing is underground.
Well, no, the Vex are not underground. The Vex are usually above ground, but you see them underground occasionally when you're doing that Warden of Nothing strike, which is the Prison of Elders strike.
Yeah, but go back to D1. You had to go through this whole entire fucking underground train shit where it was nothing but Vex. They were always underground.
I don't remember that.
Oh, it was an entire fucking strike, too.
What strike was? I mean, I don't remember.
No, there is that one. There is the one strike. Yes.
The trains.
Where you go by the trains, and it's not always just a Vex one. It's a Vex cabal.
Yeah.
And you
That's
go.
the Warden of Nothing strike.
Is it on? It was in Clovis Bay.
It was in the Reef. That's where the Prison of Elders is.
Well, that was that was the PoE thing.
Right, the strike was on.
The strike was on a planet.
What the fuck planet was that? Venus?
It's on the Tangled Shore.
No.
D1.
No, the one, and no, it's a D2 strike. It's one you can currently still run. You go and you fight the big Vex in the middle of it, where the two trains are running by in the middle of it.
Oh, I'm not even talking about that one. Yes, that's true too. That's underground. I'm talking D1 when they were underneath Clovis Bay in the train system. That's D1.
And Venus?
I thought that was Venus. I don't remember the planets in D1. It's been fucking 2
Yeah, I don't
years since
remember honestly, but that makes sense, I think, because
Like,
is it Venus like the current Venus like kind of like
The
Nessus?
the Fallen are the only ones who didn't come out of ground. They were on the planets. Everyone else came out from underground.
The Vex are not really underground. They're just wherever. They time travel.
Yeah,
So,
I
like,
was gonna
they're-
say they just
yeah.
kind of show up wherever you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true, but
Yeah.
game's going in a good direction. I think it'll breathe some life into it until this season is over. Come, what is it, March, and then it's the beginning of D4 content, right? D4.
Destiny.
It's really where we're at. The time frame of things is D4,
What do you mean?
Even though we didn't get a D3.
right? But the time frame makes it D4.
Well, now we would have gotten D3.
Right.
Now.
Well, right.
D4 would have been 3 years from now.
No, well, we should have been in D4 by now with the way they're doing
Actually,
their.
we probably should have already been in D3 by now because the timestamp on D1 to D2 and how long D2's actually lived a longer cycle than people thought it would.
Yeah, it did. They were supposed to have come out with D3, but then when
Well-
they left Activision, they were
Yeah.
like, nah, we're
Just-
not doing that.
Shit anymore. I mean, not with
Yeah.
a game that has a continuing storyline. There's no point. Not
Yeah.
not with a game that has a continuing storyline, and you're charging me for a season pass.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You can do. You know, you're not. I'm not going to go pay $60 for a new game. To pay
70
other-
is now the new price point.
For new gen.
It's
Yeah.
only because Microsoft is trying to keep GameStop alive. We saw that agreement come across the wires the other day.
Oh, there's a big stink going on to say that this new rental model, so to speak, from GameStop is
Yeah.
I can't
is
believe
just a scam.
GameStop is still a thing.
There-
I can't believe GameStop is still a thing. I cannot believe it.
It-
I would have thought they would have gone out of business years ago.
I couldn't believe that they found a way to put themselves right in the middle of this environment the way they did.
I said this years ago. We argued about this.
Mhm.
One of the big reasons why video games will be produced on media is for the fucking gift aspect.
Yeah.
Gift.
You can still gift things without going to a dirty
Yeah, I was
store.
gonna say
where it smells
I
like
gave
desperation.
Son a game last week.
Listen, Jason, your mother doesn't want to give you a receipt with a code on it and go, "Merry Christmas."
You know what? This is the world we live in now.
No.
Okay.
Not.
I don't need to have a physical disc to enjoy my video games. And if my mom wants to give me a video game, she damn well knows she doesn't need to give me a disc.
Saying there
Hold on.
are thousands upon millions of people who want to hand something to someone.
Okay,
Phys-
hold on. While
oh.
we're talking about Stone Age technology and the fact that Webb's a dinosaur,
Not
let's
me.
let's
Giving you
no,
It is
you're trying to validate the reason why physical media needs to be around still.
I'm not valid. No, you are
It's the
absolutely.
same argument he used 3 years ago for why DVDs will stick around.
And
Right.
they have.
Right.
Physical media is still around.
Right.
There's a
It's your
chart-
argument for why books still need to smell like paper.
Go ahead.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
as we talk about Stone
Or
Age
paper.
fucking ideas, let's go to the DMCA Act that was written back in the 90s and talk
Yeah.
about how Twitch just recently got their entire platform smacked again with DCMAs,
Uh huh.
and it has now started to affect music producers
Sure.
on Twitch that own their music that are being hit with DMCA's.
Right from the RIAA.
Dragon Force, y'all know the band?
Yeah.
Yep.
Herman Lee has been banned from Twitch because of DMCA.
His music is almost free to fucking play anyway.
Wait. Dragon Force
Yeah.
is banned from Twitch.
Well, Herman Lee, he's the face of Dragon Force on Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah, like if he's not up there doing it, then most of the band kind of really doesn't get involved with it. They go do the concerts and stuff, but Herman is really like the face of Dragon Force on Twitch.
All right, so
Okay.
here's what I know about all of this, and here's what I can say. My opinion, take it or leave it.
Well, I know you had a lot of music critiques in the past. We went to war with them over our show and our ASCAP license and everything
Sure.
else. So this is a real soft spot
Yeah.
before we have to get out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll try and keep it a short and sweet
Right.
opinion. But look, coming from this whole fucking battle with music, and Ren knows how long I've been fighting for people's rights or your own rights or my own rights at that point. What happened here is what it seems like is Twitch just like fucking turned a shoulder onto everybody who was using whatever music they wanted to, legal or not. And I say that because we know the story is Twitch got assaulted with DMCA takedown notices from the RIAA, and Twitch panicked and said, well, this is like, 10 billion letters in our mailbox, and went and deleted, just said, oh, okay, this dude right here, he had legal shit, boom, delete content. Didn't give anybody on the
Okay.
platform a chance to say, whoa, let
Later,
me
Luke.
save my content. Let me fight that because here's my license, or here's my letter from fucking Vanilla Ice Rip Van Winkle saying it's okay for me to use his song. That nobody got those chances. And that's, Thump, you know this from experience, that's like highly unnormal. You get a fucking notice.
You're supposed to get a notice, but we're talking about the fact that this is even encroaching on T-Pain is a live producer on the platform.
Yes.
This guy Herman Lee, live producer on the platform. Snoop Dogg, fucking on the platform. Like we're talking about,
Well,
there are actual music entities that own a majority of their own things
yes.
that are on the platform that are being hit with these same orders.
May I give you a thought and a comment on that? You're a recording artist, which means you're part of the RIAA. And if you want to do anything that has to do with like wiki playing your music on Twitch, you should be doing that somewhere over on Vimeo or Vimeo, because
Well, why do you have the right to police where people play their own music?
because you signed a contract with the RIAA, much
Ye-
like
This
you
is
signed a
this is
contract with
what
Apple.
killed Napster and created
Yes.
these other platforms, and
Right.
then now this is why I say when we talk about Stone Age technology, this is an agreement that was written to eliminate Napster, which was a violation towards the music industry getting
Sure.
any cut of their music, and now they're taking and doubling down again and saying that you're still fucking with our shit, which also coincides with the Google guy recently who said AAA developers should be charging streamers to play their games instead of paying streamers to play their games.
Yeah,
Absurd.
that's-
Totally
well,
crazy.
that's kind of absurd. I can see some of the logic in it, but it's absurd. But look,
It's absurd.
here's the deal with music, okay? And you know this about G Lady over there. All the music you watch coming off of your fucking YouTube platform is from a Vimeo.
Yeah,
Video.
it's all through one unless
That's
unless it's independently released by the artists
right.
themselves. It is all tagged with the same.
Right, because
It comes through one organization.
once you become an artist and you go, I want to publish my music, I need to deal with who? The RIAA? Okay, let me sign that fucking agreement. I am now part of the guild, which I'm proud to represent. You want me to put mine up on the wall? I'll hang it up here for everybody to see behind me on every show if you want. But once you do that, that's it. Your music can only be distributed through the RIAA, which means streaming content, we have to have fucking written agreements with Spotify, with TouchTunes. Oh, and your videos, yeah, they're going to go on Vimeo and they're going to be watermarked there. I mean, YouTube just went through this a couple of years back when the RIAA went after them, and now you don't watch videos from artists without it coming through Vimeo's website, period. Period.
Yep. Their direct YouTube channel, YouTube Music, all runs through their channel.
Yep. That's it. That's the rules. Those are the laws.
All right.
To
We'll
say-
have to pick
now-
this up at another time.
That's right. You want to put your shit on Apple's app system? Well, got to pay me. 8-Bit Bros. Thursday. We'll see you Thursday. Ren might not be here Thursday. So we'll decide on what we're doing for Thursday. Wouldn't be nice to replace him after nobody replaced my ass. So 8-Bit Bros. Tuesday. We out.
Please.